Coming up on the Making Waves VO podcast.
Kevin!
Don't look at the screen, okay?
Kevin, you do this to me. Making waves.
Making waves.
Making waves.
Making waves. Making waves.
Making waves.
Making waves.
Making waves. Making waves.
This is the Making Waves VO podcast with Kevin Kilpatrick and Bobbi Maxwell.
And this is the Making Waves VO podcast, presented by Full Compass, fullcompass.com.
We know VO.
Bobbi, we know VO, we know motivation, we know lack of motivation, we know things that get us down on the Making Waves VO podcast. And I'm talking about, like, I just had a good VO friend a week or so ago, just down on herself about, the 2024 she had, a little bit down, and then how, questions are being asked for 2025. Have I really been doing this for 12 or 13 years as a waste of time, not continuing to grow and get further and all these things? And it's bothersome, and it's tough. What would you say to somebody that said that to you, Bobbi?
Gosh. I think it depends on where they're at in their voiceover career. If it's somebody who has been doing it and has been booking and was just having a little bit of a lull, I would encourage them to kind of look at what they've been working on, specifically auditioning for, as opposed to what they used to book on, and if they've done marketing recently, and maybe even say, just take a step back, a vacation, even a week off, and get away from voiceover totally so you can regroup.
And rediscover your love for it, maybe.
Yes.
That's
exactly.
Cool. I think that's what they're going to do in 2025 is just take a step back from all the conferences and the events and the trainings and those kinds of things and just, try to rediscover the actual joy of the work and, what we do for a living and stuff like that. I think that's great.
Well, if you're on any of the Facebook voiceover groups, you see it, not a lot, but you do see it every once in a while. Someone will be selling their equipment and saying, I've given up, or I've decided to go in a different direction. And you know exactly what they're feeling. They've just lost their passion.
It's a tough business. As we know, the NAVA survey was done recently, and it's revealing. It will be revealing once. I think they're trying to get that out by VO Atlanta, which is imminent. It's upon us, right? And so that survey will come out. I'll be curious to see if there's any differences in the changes of monies from last year. Like the survey said, only 50% of folks doing this make 10 grand or more a year, which is just eye-opening.
It really is. That I remember seeing that last year and just going, wow. And we're worried, because we aren't matching last year's month, but if you really love it and you love the creative end of it, you continue to do it.
For sure. Bobbi, I'm going to move, since we're talking about moving and motivation and rediscovering these kinds of things, I'm going to move our conversation along, and hopefully I'm going to motivate you because, Bobbi, I need you to please avert your eyes from the screen because I have not one, but two surprise guests I'm bringing in the room.
Kevin!
Don't look at the screen, okay?
Kevin, you do this to me.
Don't look at the screen.
I'm not looking.
Don't look at the screen. Don't look at the screen for anything. So my guests that are joining the podcast right now, if you would, just remain quiet. I'm going to bring you into the podcast room in just a second. So, Bobbi, please, during this whole time, if you don't mind, just keep looking away.
I am.
Can you manage to do that?
I'm looking at my acoustic foam on the wall.
All right. Keep doing that. And so for my very first guest, who is a voice actor, I'm going to ask you if you would, voice actor, surprise guest, if you would just make some sort of sound with your voice that maybe doesn't sound like your normal sound. And we'll see if Bobbi can guess. Perfect. I'm sensing a Bob and Doug McKenzie thing. Maybe it's a Canadian. I don't know. Bobby, any guesses?
It sounds like Rob. Rob Reed.
Go ahead, brother.
How does that sound like Rob Reed? That was
Don't look, Bobby. Don't look.
No, I'm not.
But it is Rob.
I know, because you just have tone. I know it. I talk to you so much. I know it. And that was, anybody else doing that would be like way up here, and you were like down here.
Yeah, Rob's like, and I that's the Bob and Doug McKenzie album, by the way, right?
Yeah, it was.
Oh my gosh, because I can get that high pitched thing. You remember? I remember, man. I wore that thing out as a kid.
Yeah, the Great White North.
Yeah, my brothers had
gosh.
that. So, Bobby, please keep averting the screen. I'm not going to bring in. I'm not going to bring in the next guest just yet, because I am going to tell you the actual reason for today's podcast. It is actual motivation, and I hope you are going to be motivated by your brand new automotive demo. It's ready.
Really?
It's ready.
Really?
If you're cool. Now, if it's shit, if you hate it, we will scrap this episode and we will talk about how we can make it better. But
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if I should read some of the quotes I got, or if you. I need to read the quotes, I feel like. So Rob's here to kind of help, because Rob knows automotive. Rob knows production. But keep averting your eyes. So I got all the tracks in, right, Bobby?
Yeah.
And so, this is the fun part for me, is playing with the arrangements and figuring out what clips work together, how they play off each other, how they convey that range, and all these things. And so it is a thing, right? And I was doing this late at night the other night, and I was getting inspired as I was doing this. So
Was Deborah going, who are you talking to? She sounds hideous.
no, Deborah was crashed out of sleep. So this is like late night work when I can't sleep and I got work on my mind. I just ease up to the studio and do some stuff that I enjoy working on rather than tasks that need to be completed. So this is enjoyable work. So that being said, I got 3 different versions of your demo because I could not decide how I liked it best. And so I wanted to read some stuff that I've got, and Rob can laugh and chuckle, and there's something in here from Rob. But these are some notes I started taking down as I was working on this together. One thing I wrote down, I just yelled under my breath, "Fuck Jason," listening back to Bobby's cuts. And the reason why is because there's a mix that I loved so much that it made me go, "Fuck Jason." Like, it was so cool. That was my knee-jerk reaction. I go, "Fuck Jason." Like, it was so cool. And then I wrote this note down. It made me tear up. It literally made me tear up. Because I was explaining this to Rob Reed earlier. I'm a big old softy when it comes to moments. If somebody has worked hard towards something, or it's a culmination of training, effort, something, whether it be a championship or an American Idol singer just killing it after all these years of training and trying so hard, or anything like this. So I tear up at moments where I know somebody's worked hard to get there. And so, there was a clip that made me tear up just a little bit.
Thank you.
I wrote down the note. It's one great take after another. Okay, now I got a little bit, I just smacked my mic. I got a little bit of feedback from some folks. And here are some of the quotes from the demo. "Damn, I didn't realize her voice could be so sexy. This is great." "Wow, this demo is unbelievable. The range. Holy fuck." That's from Rob Reed. Wouldn't change a thing. Shows excellent range. That is from the creative director at probably your biggest automotive account. And from the assistant creative director at that same automotive account. "Great demo, exclamation point. It really showcases her versatility and talent. It's well produced and achieves the objective. I can't think of anything that should be changed. MT."
Dang. You're motivating me.
That's the thing is, like, I just hope it's not hyperbole. I got with Rob earlier today, and Rob, I'm going to put you on the spot because Rob is now a co-conspirator. I had him listen, and I was like, "Rob, I'm not missing this, am I? I'm not being a clown and just, believing my own hype, right? This is good, right?" And he wrote me back. He's like, "Yeah, this is fucking good, man." So, you like that impression?
Spot on.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe a little bit deeper.
So that being said, would you, and keep averting your eyes because we have another special guest that I want to bring in here in a couple of minutes.
Lisa Lou Perry here, voice talent and former work wife of Kevin Kilpatrick. Bobby stole him from me. But damn it, you've still got the best VO podcast in all the land right here. The Making Waves VO podcast with Kevin and Bobby. Enjoy.
Okay.
Do you want to hear it?
Well, yeah, I want to hear it.
Okay. So now...
I've been thinking about it every day for a few weeks, you know.
Okay, good. So here's what I got. I've got 3 different versions.
Okay.
And here, the versions are director's cut, which is how Kev, felt Bobbi was presented so beautiful and conveying of her skills and range. I'm not going to play that cut for you, though. I also did one that is called the surprise mix. I did the surprise mix because, Bobbi, it surprised me how much range was conveyed in this mix, this version. It was like surprising. Now, the other mix that I did, I call it the Bobbi mix. So that mix, Bobbi, reason why I call it the Bobbi mix is because I felt like this is the one that Bobbi would probably like the most and probably might be the most effective for Bobbi in the spaces she may be marketing it. So that's why it is called the Bobbi mix. But that being said, it is 1 minute and 11 seconds. That is a great length for an automotive demo. And all right, here comes Bobbi's. Here we go. 1 minute, 11 seconds.
It's here. Happy Honda Days at your SoCal Honda dealers. It's the perfect time to treat yourself to a new Accord, only $299 a month. Or take $5,000 off a new Civic. Don't miss Happy Honda Days at your SoCal Honda dealers. The F-150 is the best-selling truck in America. And during Ford Truck Month, drive a new F-150 XLT for $599 a month. The CX-90 is made for families. Because the one thing families need in a 3-row SUV is each other. Right now, enjoy 0.9% APR on a new CX-90. So why stop at 5.3-liter V8 power when you could have 6.2-liter V8 power? The new GMC Yukon. More power to you. You'll always receive 5-star service. I mean, with 28 service bays, luxurious amenities, and exceptional customer service, it's easy to see why they're a President's Award winner. With 3 models in Car and Driver's Best Luxury Electric Cars, the BMW EV lineup pushes the limits of what's possible. Explore the award-winning EV collection at your local BMW dealer.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's fucking Bobbi Maxwell right there. That's fucking Bobbi Maxwell. She's a fucking rock star.
That was all over the place.
How do you feel, Bobbi?
You know what? The one that really stood out because I just don't hear that as myself, but I heard. Yes. Yeah. The one that's, kind of like.
Bobbi, that is a building doors spot for your ass right there. That spot is a building doors spot. Let's see. Spoiler alert, that opens the director's cut of the demo.
Okay.
Spoiler alert, that is like, you sound so fucking badass doing that read. Was
that the one where I was trying to be Mila Kunis on the on the
or that, I don't know
Urban?
I don't know if that was the Mila Kunis one or if that was the Charger or the GMC Yukon rather.
Oh, okay.
But what do you think? What's your initial reaction, Bobbi?
I want to hear it again. I mean, it's just so much. I mean, yeah.
You want to hear it one more time, really quick?
No, I want to hear the other versions.
Oh, you want to hear the other versions?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're happy so far.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to play you the director's cut. It is the longest. It is a minute and 29 seconds. So just shy of 90 seconds. But again, it is the director's cut. I think all but one piece is of full length. And that was by design. But there was one piece on there that I was like, no, I didn't like how it worked and flowed with everything else at the full length. So that's why I chopped that one down just a little bit. But here we go with the Bobbi Maxwell Automotive Demo Director's Cut.
The F-150 is the best-selling truck in America. And during Ford Truck Month, drive a new F-150 XLT for $599 a month. That's right. America's best-selling truck for 48 years is waiting for you. Only $599 a month. It's here. Happy Honda Days at your SoCal Honda dealers. It's the perfect time to treat yourself to a new Accord. Only $299 a month. Or take $5,000 off a new Civic. Don't miss Happy Honda Days at your SoCal Honda dealers. The CX-90 is made for families. Because the one thing families need in a 3-row SUV is each other. Right now, enjoy 0.9% APR in the new CX-90. The 3-row Mazda CX-90. It's made to move you. The ultimate driving machine is nothing short of electric. With 3 models in Car and Driver's best luxury electric cars, the BMW EV lineup pushes the limits of what's possible. Explore the award-winning EV collection at your local BMW dealer. You'll always receive 5-star service. I mean, with 28 service bays, luxurious amenities, and exceptional customer service, it's easy to see why they're a President's Award winner. Some people have a passion for driving. So why stop at 5.3-liter V8 power when you could have 6.2-liter V8 power? The new GMC Yukon. More power to you.
I love that track. I love all of this.
Oh,
Jeez.
my God. That one, that's it. That's it.
Oh, my gosh.
I loved the first 3 cuts, especially because it was like, wow. And then it's like your head
it's
jerks.
wow. And then
And
wow.
then you go, yeah. It's like, what, is this the same person?
Yes. Okay, one more version to play for you. And again, keep averting your eyes. This one is the one I called the surprise mix. Now, this one, to me, could also very well be your demo. And you may notice in here, Bobbi, when we tracked this bad boy, we did 2 alternate takes.
Yeah.
And now let's see. Oh, and this one, hang with me. Yes, this one features both alternate takes that you did not hear in the other versions, I believe. Yeah. But this one is the leanest, too, at 1:03. And let me get it pulled up. But this is Bobbi's Automotive Demo, the Surprise Mix.
It's here. Happy Honda Days at your SoCal Honda dealers. It's the perfect time to treat yourself to a new Accord. Only $299 a month. Or take $5,000 off a new Civic. Some people have a passion for driving. So why stop at 5.3-liter V8 power when you could have 6.2-liter V8 power? The new GMC Yukon. More power to you. I mean, with 28 service bays, luxurious amenities, and exceptional customer service, it's easy to see why they're a President's Award winner. Because the one thing families need in a 3-row SUV is each other. Right now, enjoy 0.9% APR on a new CX-90. And during Ford Truck Month, drive a new F-150 XLT for $599 a month. That's right. America's best-selling truck for 48 years is waiting for you. With 3 models in Car and Driver's best luxury electric cars, the BMW EV lineup pushes the limits of what's possible. Explore the award-winning EV collection at your local BMW dealer.
And we could keep going with the variations. I'm telling you, Bobbi, I mean, I just hope it wasn't me that's just feeling this way, but I love this.
Well, yeah, it's my voice and it's my read, but man, there's some incredible production in there. Thank you so much. I'm thrilled. I'm ecstatic over this. I don't hear anything that I would change or that I would have to choose other than which one I want.
All right, I'm going to bring in our next special guest. If you keep averting your eyes, I will, if I could get my next special guest. If you are listening and are able to join us right now, could I get a quick caw?
Caw.
This individual is there. Bobbi, any guesses who that might be?
It sounded like Lacey at first.
Lacey, was that you?
No, it wasn't.
That's hilarious.
Okay, it's a
Ladies
male.
and gentlemen, I
It's a
would
guy.
like to introduce the chief sound designer for K2 Media Productions, Jason Traver, has joined us, Bobbi, who
Hi,
did the
Jason.
magnificent sound design on this bad boy.
Hi.
Bobbi, I was just yelling, fuck. And just like, this sounds so awesome. Fuck, this is so great. And all these different things. I got so excited putting this thing together. And
You gotta,
Jason,
you gotta make it slap, as the kids say.
yeah, it's got to be a banger. But
Certified banger, grade A.
I love it that it was such a team effort, though. Like getting this put together, writing, directing, voice acting, and then sound design, and then hopefully, if all these things, if everybody does their part, Bobbi's going to have something really effective moving forward to procure work in the future.
You don't want to miss what's next. Making Waves returns momentarily.
Hi, this is Nazia Chaudhry. You're listening to the Making Waves VO podcast with Kevin and Bobbi.
Full Compass is your one-stop destination for cutting-edge audio, video, and lighting solutions. With nearly 50 years of industry expertise, we offer a vast selection of high-quality equipment, from microphones, recording interfaces, and software, to audio accessories, monitors, headphones, and other pieces to help you find your ideal sound. Our trained product experts are here to help every step of the way with unmatched customer service. You'll also get free same-day shipping, flexible financing options, and a low price guarantee. Visit us online at fullcompass.com or call 800-356-5844 today.
And now, back to Making Waves.
Jason, I am so impressed in your abilities. I mean, I knew that you could produce, but wow. That, especially that middle one. What did you call it, Kev?
The GMC Yukon, that subwoofer drop. Jason, talk about that if you would, the sound design when you did that one.
It's all case by case. So I mean, it just depends on what read I get and the feeling I get from that, and obviously the brand, which usually they are more kind of like orchestral. They use less of like kind of the rock, like smooth rock kind of old vibe of like Ford sometimes. So I just heard like a really like hyped, like kind of almost moody and brooding orchestral piece. And then just in picturing whenever I do any demo, I picture a commercial in my head, like the actual the images. And so I just pictured it, kind of just this graphical buildup, and then you just see a Yukon just fly by, with just zoom by and hear the V8 in the back. But I don't know. And drops, like sub drops, they're used a lot, but for a good reason, because they're very effective, I feel. And it was a great way to separate the spot, because you have the build up, then you have the crescendo, as it were, and then it kind of resets the commercial. So, we can go on to the B part of the commercial.
Wow.
Love it. Love it. Jason, could you get into, a little bit of the tech part of the mixing of that, and like that subwoofer thing, man, that is such a low frequency, a bottom end, and how challenging was that to get all of these sounds to meld together seamlessly?
Well, not a challenge anymore because I've
workflow down.
Yeah, I've spent so much time, and as you know, I mix. This is basically what I do for a living most of the time. I do make real, actual car commercials, like hundreds every month.
Yeah.
So I've really got a process down, and really that goes for really any commercial. I have a really great template. I have my compression dialed in on the master bus, and that's really what glues everything together, and kind of gives me an idea of where I need to be volume wise, and make sure I'm not pushing it too hard. But
I have no idea what a master bus is, but I think it's pretty cool.
Rob, what are your thoughts on this whole thing in the process, and putting this all together? Because Rob Reed is up next, by the way. Rob has got a demo tracked and is in the hopper, and it's in the editing phases right now.
I know, I can't wait.
Well, I mean, I teased Bobbi about this the other day because she was dubbed the queen of automotive, and when I heard this, and Bobbi, Kevin called me. I'm not sure the sun was even up this morning.
It was pretty early this morning.
And he was he sounded like one of those guys that was hopped up on Mountain Dew, just bouncing off of the wall. And he's
Probably
like,
was.
"Oh, you gotta hear this. You gotta hear." I mean, he was talking so fast I couldn't hardly even understand him. But once he sent it to me, I was like, well, that's why he was like that, because that is a phenomenally produced piece, phenomenally directed. The voice. I mean, this is for any voice actor that's looking for a perfect offering of what they can do. This has it all, and Jason and Kevin and Bobbi, all three of you are just. This was like Jason's use of the word orchestra is perfect, because that's exactly what this was like when I listened to it, with the range and the versatility was just, mind blowing.
Well, thanks, Rob. I appreciate that.
No.
And I just wanted Rob's feedback, and I'm making sure, am I off base here? I mean, this is really fucking good, right? Like, I'm not missing something, right?
The first thing that I think, and I'd love to hear the input from you guys as voice talent too, is you wonder if, it sounds so good, but you wonder if you tried too hard in anything. Does it sound natural?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
The thing is we never got you to a place where you were uncomfortable. You can pull off and replicate all these reads. Like, if you got directed, you could totally pull that off without issue, right?
Yeah.
And Jason works with your voice all the time beyond the demo, by the way.
Yeah.
That's true. I even have, I have a special Bobbi Maxwell plugin setting that I usually use, but this time, since it's a demo, I wanted to just start fresh from scratch and just really take my time on it. So, yeah. Anyway, but everything you did, it was so easy for me, because all of these things were well within your range, and like we're discussing here, that's why I interjected, because you sounded great and natural, and really makes my job so much easier. And to Rob Reed's point, this was, a huge team effort, and without a good direction and without good talent and good reads, there can be no such thing as a good demo, no matter how many swooshes or sub drops you throw on it.
Or master buses.
It's like
or master bus compressions or lack thereof.
Jason will roll his eyes if I go, Jason, we're going to have to take this one. We're going to have to pan it left and right, add some crazy reverbs and effects to make it sound good. No, we don't do that. But if it came
Can I
down
just
to,
take one? Go ahead. I just want to take a second, Kevin. I know that you're going to go, whatever. But Rob and I had this discussion a couple of days ago.
What are you going to say, Bobbi?
No, Rob and I were talking about you as a director, and hands down, some of the best direction I've ever had in a demo or any kind of session. I mean, because you were going after all these different things and you were excited about it. You could tell that you were really feeling it. Right, Rob?
Oh, yeah. It's talk about authentic. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And yeah, Bobbi, I was doing the same thing last night as I was doing these back, and I'm very passionate. Here's the thing. Most people that know me a little bit know that I'm competitive. I'm very competitive, and that channels itself through my work. And so my competitiveness comes in the fact that I want this to work. I want it to work for you. And that's going to start with it sounding good. It's going to sound good. It's going to be you. But my job and the competitive side coming out is to pull every effing thing I can out of you to get these sounds that I have in my head to convey this great range of stuff that you can pull off that are in the automotive world right now. And to me, well, you already know, I think it's a fucking amazing demo. And I think, to me, what I love about it is it's such a national sound. And that's why I shared it with my local agency to get their feedback. And they're like, it's brilliant. Don't change a thing,
Wow.
But I was worried it sounded too good. But that being said, Bobbi, you've got prices and offers in there, and that's what the tier ones are going to, wonder about. But then you're going to get all these they're going to get all these demos, Bobbi, and it's going to be go to Waldo Ford, and at Waldo Ford, and they're going to revert, and they're going to pan, and they're going to, all these filters and stuff to manufacture a good, effective sound. But you pulled off a good, effective sound in your VO. And that's what's going to make that bad boy effective and resound with those buyers that are listening. And they're going to hear the guy that did the Waldo Ford demo, and then they're going to hear Bobbi come in with this slick-ass Honda spot or a Ford spot that's national-level sounding, and they're going to be like, that's who we want to hire.
I'm so glad you're saying that. Rob and I read for a casting person. Was it last week, Rob? I don't want to say who it was.
Yeah.
And I chose an automotive spot because I wanted to hear their take. And I think what they said that was a really good job. But they said, but you have to remember that automotive spots sound differently today than what you're doing. And I was like, do I sound announcer-ish?
Were they talking about national, or they were saying tier one? Were they trying to direct you towards a tier one sound or more a national sound?
I think a more national sound.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
think
you probably were
super,
pretty hyped or something when you did the read?
Yeah, I mean, not super, super hype, but I did have some in there. So if I can achieve that somewhere in that demo anyway, I'm happy.
Girl, it's all over. It's all over. Oh, man. I just wanted to bring Jason on for a couple of minutes and, just let him go a little, deeper dive on the sound design and, Jason, what was the most challenging clip to work on in there in terms of the sound design? Was it that Yukon spot?
Yeah, it definitely was. Only because there's, at least with my resources, it's very difficult because I'm a huge car person. Mm-hmm. And if I need car sounds and engine sounds, I would prefer them to be the actual car, because if I listen to the commercial and somebody put on a turbo V6 instead of a V8, I would know. I'd be like, that's not a V8.
Wow.
It's a huge pain to find. There's just a good recording of engine sounds or anything, unless you get it from the manufacturer, and a lot of them don't do it anymore. Don't even bother putting it in press kits or anything like that anymore. So just kind of gotta search until you find something that you can manipulate and get it close. But beyond that, being very cognizant throughout every piece I did, because I'm glad Kevin showed you the second one where it kind of showed like the whole thing for each spot, like in its entirety. And obviously we can't do that all the time because we have to compress it down and get it, smooth
within a reasonable time. Yeah.
But as you need to, as your reads vary, so you can show range, I have to reflect that and make sure that each music track is distinct, at least quite different, so that it's matching it. So it feels varied. So you know what I mean? And it takes a while to sift through. The production company, we use Universal to sift through. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of music tracks on there. And they're okay. Their service is great. Their search features not. There's things I would do to it that shouldn't be that hard to streamline things, but for every few really good sounding ones, like just well produced, like good sounding things that I can cut up and use, there's 100 cheesy shitty ones that sound like they were produced in 1994.
Well, Jason, they keep all their archives up there. You've probably seen that. And they do have stuff from the 90s still up there. So. I know,
and I wish you could they need to make their search filters way more advanced so that I could really dive in there and say, I need something in this key with this instrumentation that came out, you know what I mean? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I digress.
In the Making Waves VO podcast, we'll be right back.
Hello, this is Rebecca Lee. Psych, y'all, let me stop playing. It's me, Rebecca Lee. You're listening to the Making Waves VO podcast with Kevin and Bobbi.
As a voice actor, you want to focus on what's important, right? Like pulling off the perfect read. You don't want to stress about tech stuff. That's why Full Compass is in your corner. With 50 years experience in pro audio, Full Compass has everything we voice actors need. Mics, headphones, monitors, mixers, interfaces, DAWs, all the goodies. And their certified product experts help with everything they sell. Plus, you can get free same-day shipping, flexible financing, and a low-price guarantee. See it all at fullcompass.com. Fullcompass.com. They know VO.
Now back to the podcast.
Bobby, did you have any questions or anything for Jason or Rob? Did you?
No, not really. I mean, I appreciate Jason's work so much
Yeah.
on everything that I've ever heard that he touches, and this is no exception. I mean, it's exceptional.
I think that you're showing to listeners and anybody who's thinking about or in the process of getting a demo where they go, gosh, demos are so expensive, that there's a reason why it takes a lot of time. And what you, Kevin, and Jason especially have done by putting those little special things in there are worth every penny and then more. So thank you so much. I love them.
Oh, you're so welcome. And Bobby, we've got, you can do, I'll send you the 3 versions and then you can do a deeper dive and feel free to, mix around with your own order. And then if you come up with something different, then let me know and then I'll shuffle things around and, do a mastered copy for you in that order that you requested. Although
there was a Mazda A and B, and there was the Ford A and B.
Yeah,
and I treated them just because your reads were different, and that means I chose different music and treated it differently. So.
That's a great point. Like, if y'all would indulge me a second, because we did have 2 totally different Mazda reads, and they are featured on the demos. The Mazda B version is featured on 2 of those mixes, and then the A version is featured on 1. But what I'm going to do is I am going to play the Bobbi Mazda the A version of the Mazda clip. Here we go.
The CX-90 is made for families because the one thing families need in a 3-row SUV is each other. Right now, enjoy 0.9% APR on a new CX-90. The 3-row Mazda CX-90. It's made to move you.
So for that direction, we went with a very, intimate. I'm picturing, maybe a grandmotherly figure talking and just being very real and very serious about how safe this is, and that kind of vibe. And was that the Alice and Janney direction, Bobby?
Yeah.
On that one?
I think it was.
Okay. All right. And so this version of the Mazda was the B version, where it was a little bit warmer. We warmed it up, and this is just a mom being friendly and warm.
The CX-90 is made for families because the one thing families need in a 3-row SUV is each other. Right now, enjoy 0.9% APR on the new CX-90. The 3-row Mazda CX-90. It's made to move you.
2 totally different vibes.
Yeah.
2 totally different, and they both work really well. Anyway, but Bobby, you've got some work to do to figure out your final that you want.
I know. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get started.
Well, good. Well, Jason, thanks for your time, man. If Bobby doesn't have anything else, Rob, you don't have anything else, you can get back to work, man. I guess.
Right on.
And Rob, yours next. I can't wait to hear Rob's.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. We'll talk at you later, man.
All right, take care.
Bye, guys.
All right. Bobby, here we are. How do you feel?
I'm just overwhelmed. I knew we had a good session when we recorded. Once all this, effects and music and everything went in, I'm blown away. I absolutely love it.
Okay.
Love it.
I hope so, because I really do too. And, I just was hoping it wasn't me, because I was like, I just couldn't stop glowing about it. Like,
I love the middle one. The one, you were right. The one that you said.
The surprise mix? Or wait, or was that
the fuck yeah?
Oh, yeah. Well, this is great. And if anybody doesn't mind, do you mind if I promote my speaking at VO Atlanta on what I'm going to be talking about?
Absolutely.
We're going to be talking about the world of automotive. And Bobby, Did I get it figured out in all of our email or our text communique that you are in fact going to be at VO Atlanta in time for my automotive talk that Saturday evening?
I'm flying in Saturday morning, so I'll be there.
Are you going to be able to join me, you think?
Absolutely.
Oh, good, because I'm
That's
going
the only
to.
reason I'm coming.
I'm going to make an example out of you.
Great.
You're going to be my little show pony. No, but that's
well. After what you just did, it's worth every second.
well. I'm excited to share about the automotive world because you and I both know it can be a great space. It can be a scary space if you have to rely on it for income, but I love it in that if you can get some footing and just keep cultivating that work, and it will build, it will grow if you're doing your part and helping move metal. And that will be a common theme that I talk about, moving metal and what that means and how that impacts you as a voice actor and what it means to your financial future, all these things, that's going to be the focus on creating effective automotive voiceover and how to make that money. Bobbi knows how to do it. She knows how to do it. And
that's Saturday night.
Yep,
at
Saturday
VO
night at
Atlanta.
VO Atlanta. And I think it's at 6. I think it's in the Okichi room or something like that. Okichi room.
Okeechobee.
Yeah, whatever that is. So perfect. There we go. Another fantastic episode of the Making Waves VO podcast presented by our good friends at Full Compass, fullcompass.com.
We know VO. Hire this guy for your demo.
The Making Waves VO podcast is produced by K2 Media Productions with hosts Kevin Kilpatrick and Bobbi Maxwell. Sound design and editing by Jason Traver. Production assistance by Lacey Deline. Publicity and social media by Shannon Scott and Silas Phillips. Be sure to subscribe to the Making Waves VO podcast on your favorite platform. For all episodes, merchandise, gear, and more, visit makingwavesvo.com. Until next time, I'm AJ McKay. Keep making waves.